Welcome back in part 3 of BP, so let's continue. In January 2010, Carl Henrik Svanberg became chairman of BP Board of Directors. On 20 April 2010, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, a major industrial accident, happened.
Consequently, Bob Dudley replaced Tony Hayward as the company's CEO, serving from October 2010 to February 2020.
BP announced a divestment program to sell about $38 billion worth of non-core assets to compensate its liabilities related to the accident.
In July 2010, BP sold its natural gas activities in Alberta and British Columbia, Canada, to Apache Corporation.
It sold its stake in the Pichacarilla and Bacaran fields in Venezuela and in the Lente and Landu fields, the Nam Con Sun pipeline and terminal, and the Phu My 3 power plant in Vietnam to TNK-BP. For ports and supply businesses in Namibia, Botswana, Zambia, Tanzania and Malawi to Puma Energy, the West Farm onshore oil field, in Dorset and a package of North Sea gas assets to Perenco. Natural gas liquids business in Canada to Plains All American Pipeline LP, natural gas assets in Kansas to Lynn Energy, Carson Refinery in Southern California and its Arco retail network to Tesoro, Sunray and Hemphill gas processing plants in Texas. Together with their associated gas gathering system, to Eagle Rock Energy Partners, the Texas City Refinery and associated assets to Marathon Petroleum, the Gulf of Mexico located Marlin, Dorado, Chain, Horn Mountain, and Holstein Fields has also its stake in non-operated Diana Hoover and Ram Powell fields to Plains Exploration and Production, non-operated stake in the Trojan oil field to North Sea Shell, and the UK's liquefied petroleum gas distribution business to BCC.
In November 2012, the U.S. government temporarily banned BP from bidding any new federal contracts.
The ban was conditionally lifted in March 2014. In February 2011, BP formed a partnership with Reliance Industries, taking a 30% stake in a new Indian joint venture for an initial payment of $7.2 billion.
In September 2012, BP sold its subsidiary BP Chemicals, Malaysia, SDN, VHD, an operator of Acuantan, purified terephthalic acid, PTA, plant in Malaysia, to Reliance Industries for $230 million.
In October 2012, BP sold its stake in TNK-BP to Rosneft for $12.3 billion in cash and 18.5% of Rosneft's stock.
The deal was completed on 21 March 2015.
In 2012, BP acquired an acreage in the Utica Shale, but these development plans were cancelled in 2014. In 2011 to 2015, BP cut down its alternative energy business.
The company announced its departure from the solar energy market in December 2011 by closing its solar power business, BP Solar.
In 2012, BP shut down the BP Biofuels Islands project, which was developed since 2008 to make cellulosic ethanol from emerging energy crops like switchgrass and from biomass.
In 2015, BP decided to exit from other lignocellulosic ethanol businesses.
It sold its stake in Vivergo to Associated British Foods.
BP and DuPont also mothballed their joint biobutanol pilot plant in Salted.
In June 2014, BP agreed to a deal worth around $20 billion to supply CNOOC with liquefied natural gas.
In 2014, Statoil Fuel and Retail sold its aviation fuel business to BP.
To ensure the approval of competition authorities, BP agreed to sell the former Statoil aviation fuel businesses in Copenhagen, Stockholm, Gothenburg and Malmö airports to World Fuel Services in 2015. In 2016, BP sold its Decatur, Alabama, plant to Indorama Ventures of Thailand.
At the same year, its Norwegian daughter company BP Norge merged with Det Norske Oljeselskap to form Aker BP.
In April 2017, the company reached an agreement to sell its 40 pipeline system in the North Sea to Ineos for $250 million.
The sale included terminals at Dalmeny and Kinneil, a site in Aberdeen, and the 40's Unity platform.
In 2017, the company floated its subsidiary BP Midstream Partners LP, a pipeline operator in the United States, at the New York Stock Exchange.
In Argentina, BP and Rivas Corporation agreed to merge their interests in Pan American Energy and Action Energy to form a jointly owned Pan American Energy Group.
In 2017, BP invested $200 million to acquire a 43% stake in the solar energy developer Lightsource Renewable Energy, a company which was renamed Lightsource BP.
In March 2017, the company acquired Clean Energy's Lyonnais business and assets, including its production sites and existing supply contracts.
In April 2017, its subsidiary Butamex bought an isobutanol production company Nazika Energy. In 2018, the company purchased BHP shale assets in Texas and Louisiana, including Petrohawk Energy, for $10.5 billion, which were integrated with its subsidiary BPX Energy.
Also in 2018, BP bought a 16.5% interest in the Clare field in the UK from ConocoPhillips, increasing its share to 45.1%.
BP paid £1.3 billion and gave to ConocoPhillips its 39.2% non-operated stake in the Cuparock River oil field and satellite oil fields in Alaska.
In December 2018, BP sold its wind assets in Texas.
In 2018, BP acquired ChargeMaster, which operated the UK's largest electric vehicle charging network.
In 2019, BP and EV Chuxing formed a joint venture to build out electric vehicle charging infrastructure in China.
In September 2020, BP announced it will build out a rapid charging network in London for Uber. In January 2019, BP discovered 1 billion barrels, 160 times 1 million cubic meters oil at its Thunder Horse location in the Gulf of Mexico.
The company also announced plans to spend $1.3 billion on the third phase of its Atlantis field near New Orleans.
Schwan succeeded Carl-Henrik Svanberg on 1 January 2019 as chairman of BP plc Board of Directors, and Bernard Looney succeeded Bob Dudley on 5 February 2020 as chief executive.
Amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, BP claimed that it would accelerate the transition to a lower carbon economy and energy system after announcing that the company had to write down $17.5 billion for the second quarter of 2020.
On 29 June 2020, BP sold its petrochemicals unit to Ineos for $5 billion.
The business was focused on aromatics and acetyls.
It had interests in 14 plants in Asia, Europe and the US, and achieved production of 9.7 million metric tons in 2019.
On 30 June 2020, BP sold all its Alaska upstream operations and interests, including interests in Grego Bay oil field, to Hiltor for $5.6 billion.
On 14 December 2020, it sold its 49% stake in the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System to Harvest Alaska. In September 2020, BP formed a partnership with Equinor to develop offshore wind and announced it will acquire 50% non-operating stake in the Empire Wind off New York and Beacon Wind off Massachusetts offshore wind farms.
The deal is expected to be completed at the first half of 2021.
In December 2020, BP acquired a majority stake in Finite Carbon, the largest forest carbon offsets developer in the United States. In response to the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, BP announced that it would sell its 19.75% stake in Rosneft, although no timeline was announced.
At the time of BP's decision, Rosneft's activities accounted for around half of BP's oil and gas reserves and a third of its production.
BP's decision came after the British government expressed concern about BP's involvement in Russia.
However, BP remained a Rosneft shareholder throughout the whole 2022 year, which caused some criticism from the Ukrainian president's office.
In October 2022, BP announced that it would be acquiring Archaea Energy Incorporated, a renewable natural gas producer, for $4.1 billion.
In December 2022, it was announced BP had completed the acquisition of Archaea Energy Incorporated for $3.3 billion.
In November 2022, the company announced a large increase in profit for the period from July to September due to the high fuel prices caused by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. In February 2023, BP reported record annual profits on a replacement cost basis for the year 2022.
On that basis, 2022 profits were more than double them in 2021, and they were also the biggest profits in the whole 114-year-long history of BP.
After 10 years of force majeure, BP, Amy and Sonatrach resumed exploration in their blocks in the Adams Basin, AB, and offshore Block C, in August 2023, continuing their contract obligations. BP increased its dividend by 10% year-on-year in early 2024 and accelerated share buybacks.
It has already announced $1.75 billion before reporting first quarter results and intends to announce a $3.5 billion share buyback in the first half of the year.
Marriott Chiklis became CEO in January 2024. In June 2024, BP announced the acquisition of Bunge Ownership from Bunge Global for US $1.4 billion.
The purchase will increase BP's ethanol production to 50,000 barrels per day. We will continue about BP in part 4, so stay tuned for more parts.